YouTube disclaimer. This video is pure fantasy fiction, not to be taken as a statement of fact, for entertainment purposes only. Hi there, my name is Toby and this is Body Efficiency Training. On this channel I talk about the human body, the internal dynamics of the body, and I talk about the internal energy, the ether, the chi, the life force, how we might use that and how it works in technology. I also talk about ether physics. So today I want to talk about how to thrive in this toxic world that we find ourselves in. Now we all seem to know that now. We know that we're surrounded by toxicity, all sorts of toxicity, and it's hidden from us. We don't know what is toxic and what is not toxic. And there's a lot of stuff going on. We might not all believe this yet, but nevertheless, it's happening. We're getting getting it even from the skies, coming down. So no matter how well we look after ourselves, try to prevent toxicity getting in, we're getting it from the air, the atmosphere. Can't help it. So what on earth can we do about it? So first of all, how can we survive? We need to survive this first, but not only that, we want to thrive. Surviving is not good enough. We want to be thriving. And I believe we can, and that's one of the purposes of this channel. I want to share my ideas about how we can do this. Now, they are just my ideas. These are all my theories. I've got to be clear about that. But I am practicing them. I am experimenting on myself. So what I say after years of personal experimentation. A lot of that is to my own detriment. I've injured myself hundreds of times experimenting different exercises and different things to do with the human body. But it's all part of my progress. I've got to do what I've got to do because I'm fascinated by this stuff. I really want to learn it and understand it. And it really all boils down to two things: metaphysics and physics. There are two fundamental things going on in the universe. Metaphysics. Now that is non-physical and it's completely disregarded by modern science. We don't take that seriously, but we should. And then physics. Well, that's modern science looking at this, that and the other. But the problem is the toxins that we're getting both metaphysical toxins and physical toxins. There are two things going on. And the only reason we can understand that is we've got to understand that the world is under the control of some evil people. Even if you can't quite believe that, it's a few groups of people, very, very small group of people based on a crazy sort of cult. Even if you can't believe that, you've got to believe it's corporations. It's corporate, and corporations are the front for this secret cult. But you can all accept that. The world is run by corporations, and these guys just want to make profit, and they're going to make profit however the hell they're going to make profit. And we've got to accept that. And they do that through advertising. What is advertising? Advertising is subliminal hypnosis. So we can take it on that level, but if you take it on my level, there's a deeper thing going on. We are also suffering hypnosis and control on a very fundamental level. In other words, we are suffering from metaphysical toxins. They are poisoning our soul as well as our body. Very important thing to understand. Now, the good news is this. It's quite easy to prevent the poisoning of your soul. Half of this picture we can finish quite quickly. You cannot touch me metaphysically. I can control metaphysics 100% inside my dominion, inside my soul, my aura. That is up to me. I can control that. So that is one level of the toxins we can eliminate straight away. There's a little bit of work to do, but it can be done. That's one. Now the second one is the physical toxins. Now that's a bit more work because now they're in the body and we've got to get them out of the body, or we have to digest them or transform them. And I believe we should be able to transform a lot of this stuff. Again, within reason, but I think it can be done. And this is part of my experimentation. I'm testing myself a lot. Throughout my life, I've conditioned myself. In martial arts, we have a thing called conditioning, where you hit the bones, you hit the muscles to strengthen up the inside. And we do that, quite aggressively, get covered in bruises. Then you rub the special Shaolin medicine in. We used to make this medicine, and you carry on. But now you have to do it carefully, because if you overdo conditioning, you can permanently injure yourself. And I have done. These knuckles on this hand, I've injured them too far. So now no matter how much I toughen up this hand, I will always get injuries on these knuckles. This one is not so bad. So you do have to be careful. And it's the same with internal conditioning. You can condition yourself internally to handle toxins. And we can see that with the obvious things. You get people that drink a lot of alcohol, and I've had my fair share. But as you drink it, you get more used to it and you can handle more. But of course, you go over the limit and then you become an alcoholic. It's gone too far. So you have to be careful. That is, again, conditioning to a toxin. But the way I see it is there's three things we ingest. We ingest food, medicine, and poison. Three different things. Food will sustain the balance. Medicine is if we're out of balance, will restore balance. And poison is if you're in balance, you take the poison, it knocks you out of balance. Very, very simple. The trouble is poison and medicine are interchangeable. Sometimes what is poison can become medicine. Sometimes what is medicine can become poison. And only really you, deep down in your soul, your intuition will know when that is the case. But we also have a funny game being played with us now, because we are being given medicine, sold medicine, pharmaceuticals, but that is really 99% poison. There might be some little element of good in there, but most of it is not. But I've had all those as well. I've been through major surgery. I've had every single antibiotic pumped through my blood. So I've had no blood, just antibiotics. All of them, they put the whole lot through. I could taste the metal in my mouth. So I had to rebuild myself from that. But I did, and that toughened me up. So now I've got a resistance. I have an ability to handle antibiotics if I really have to take them. But I don't take them. I will avoid taking them at all costs, or a majority of costs. I will take a natural antibiotic. But my point is, if such a thing happens and I have to take them, I will be tough enough to handle it. And I won't be afraid of it. Oh, they're giving me poison. No. Okay, you're going to give me what you're going to give me. All right? It may well be poison, but I will handle it. I will digest it, and it will not affect me. You have to have this willpower, determination. It's a different attitude. This is where the metaphysical soul takes command, control over the physical. And the Taoist masters of old, I've said this a few times, they were impervious to poison. They would train it. They would train themselves to absorb poison, handle it. There was even a very famous ancient Greek scholar, and again, he was so afraid, a politician maybe, I can't remember the full story, but he trained himself to be resistant to poison because he was so scared people would poison him. So he was always taking a little bit of poison, so he was resistant to it. And then the trouble is, he got arrested and put in prison, and he wanted to kill himself. So he took a load of the poison, but it didn't work. He survived because he was resistant to it. So it can be done. It can be done. Now, the thing is, like I said, conditioning, you have to play it carefully. It's a delicate tightrope balance. You go over the edge, you've damaged yourself. Play it carefully. So this is not something I can recommend. This is just something that I personally am working on. And I'm telling you my findings as I go along on this channel. So what can we do? First of all, we've got to survive in this world. We've got to identify the poisons and know what they are. Then we've got to see how we can deal with them so we can survive. Once we can survive, then we can think about thriving. Thriving comes from conditioning. We are more resistant to them, so they do not affect us. We just get on with our life and enjoy ourselves, no matter what these guys are trying to do to us. And you think about it, even in the old days, the jungle, the wild man lived in the jungle. It's a dangerous place. There's still tribes in the jungle now. If we go there, we wouldn't survive one day. We'd be dead in a day. They'd be laughing at us. They would see us, a little baby lost in the jungle. They'd feel sorry for us because they have generations of understanding. They know the jungle, how to survive. They know what to look for. They know the dangerous animals. They know what plants they can eat and not eat. They know where the poisons are. They know where the medicines are. They know the survival of how to create fire. They know the other dangerous tribes. They can move silently. You have to have this ability. But now we're living in a jungle, but it's a technological jungle. And we got wild animals here, dangerous tribes here. People trying to get you, enslave you, capture you. And you got wild animals. They're not lions and tigers. They're more like sharks now. We're more like in the ocean. And of course we are. A corporate world operates under the legal system, which is also like admiralty law. It's the law of the oceans. So of course we've got sharks in the ocean. Corporations are like sharks. Dangerous, dangerous. And they're also headhunters. There are the headhunter tribes. You see it in corporations. They headhunt you. They even say it. Yeah, you've been headhunted for the CEO of this corporation. They're the headhunters. Dangerous, dangerous tribes. And we've got to learn how to survive in this jungle, this technological jungle. And the secret is internal training. Nobody really talks about this. We all know we've got to detox with medicine, with herbs. But what about the internal training? The most powerful detox you can do is internal exercise. It's moving your body. See, I'm moving my body. I'm doing an exercise. I'm moving my arms in and out. What's the big deal? Everyone does that. You see, old people do that. I'm not moving my arms in and out. See if you can see carefully. I'm moving my arms in and out, but I'm activating the ligaments, the tendons in the joints. I'm stretching open the joints. I'm creating an elasticity in the joints. What is that doing? That is stretching and releasing the blood vessels. It is squeezing and releasing the lymphatic nodes, the lymph nodes. This is dramatic detox exercise. I'm moving the fluids around in my body. And the stronger I get, the more power, and I'll even move the bones. You'll get clicks in the bones. The bones will start clicking. I'm moving the fluid in the bones, the bone marrow. This is the secret to regenerating. It's the most dramatic detox you can do. And we even know it. If you have a hangover in the morning, yeah, you can take the hangover cure. But if you go down the gym and work out your system, you'll cure the hangover. The first few exercises will be difficult. I've said this before as well. Because the first few exercises, the blood moves, the lymphatic moves, and all the toxins come out. And the toxins flush through your system again. Go to your brain again. You get drunk again if you're hungover. But once you push through, the lymphatic system clears. The new blood comes out. You move the old blood. Now it feels good. Now it feels good. And after a while of this exercise, you'll feel you get a blood rush. I train for a blood rush. It's highly desired. I'll get a rush through the... Balancing on my head, standing upside down, stand upright, you get a blood rush. You feel like you're fainting. So when I first tried to do that years and years and years ago, when I stood up, you nearly faint. Now it's no big deal for me. I can go upside down, hang up there for 5 minutes, flip up the other way, perfectly fine. And if I spend a long time squatting down. When you stand up, you get a blood rush. But I'm used to it. I'm looking for that blood rush. I want it, and then I'll get the rush of blood, make the most of it, squeeze it through my body. This is the detox. This is changing the fluids. This is how we can resist all the poisons that we are being given. And we got several different poisons. We got heavy metals. Heavy metals, and again, these are like big particles going through your bloodstream, and they smash into your cells, destroy your cells. Now you've got other stuff, tiny little technology. I don't want to say the word. Little technology, little computer chips. Again, I don't want to say the word. But these get in your bloodstream and they grow like little antennae, so they can receive frequencies. And they will receive microwave frequencies, heat you up a bit. They'll cook you from the inside. And they also like little knives. They go through cutting things, cause damage. Now, you try to avoid them. A lot of these were in the, in jibby jib jab jabs, but they're coming from the sky. We're getting them in everything. The bits of paper you touch, toilet paper. The toxins are in toilet paper. Everything is there. And then you've got plastics. Tiny little bits of plastic. There's another material that your body's not used to. What do I do with plastic? It doesn't know what to do with that. And then you've got these other chemicals that last forever. Then you've got other sort of stuff, hormone disruptors, actual poisons that do things to you, chemicals that will change things in your body. Oh, what would you do about those? Now, all these things are essentially one and the same thing. They're foreign particles that get into your fluids of your body and you don't want them. Now, some of them are harder and sharper, some of them are bigger and heavier, some of them are more elaborate and linked to things and do things. But the thing is, if you can control your metaphysical self, this is your soul. Your soul controls your body. It controls every aspect, deep, deep down. It controls your DNA. The DNA, everyone's excited about the DNA. Oh, the DNA. The DNA controls the body. We change that gene, we get a different body. We actually now know it's not that simple. You can't just switch a few genes and everything will change. It's a much more complex thing. But DNA is always changing. It's changing by itself. And they don't know why it changes. The code keeps changing. Well, what's changing it? It was random mutations. Not random mutations. The metaphysical universe is affecting the physical universe. The soul is changing the DNA. We choose it. We decide it. I control my DNA. Boom! And then I control all the DNA and all my cells in all my body. Have to have this mindset. It's possible to do if you understand metaphysics and the soul. That's how it all works. Now, not only that, your body, like I said, in martial arts, I condition my body. So now if you hit me, my arms can take a big blow. My shins can handle a big blow. You kick my leg, I kick your leg. Your leg will break, my leg will not. I've conditioned the bones. What about the cells inside your body? Like I said, heavy metals bombarding them. The cells inside your body, they are also me. I control them too. I make them tougher, stronger. Every new cell that I grow in my body is stronger, tougher. Yeah? You try and batter me with heavy metals, oh, I'll bounce that crap off me. We still control the cells. I control my limbs. I control my cells. I control my DNA. The DNA. How do I do it? I have a vision of myself as I wish to be. My body is in perfect alignment. I visualize my body strong, young. I'm getting old. I'm not old. I don't believe in age. No such thing as age. Internally, the soul is outside time. There's no age. What are you talking about age? I'm getting older. Nonsense. Inside the DNA, control it. So we have to have this willpower. We toughen up from the inside and we toughen up from the outside. Now, still saying all that, we're at the level of very high toxicity now and we're already weak. So we've got to think about just catching up. So we've got to detox, and some of the best detoxes are coriander herb, very good for detoxing. You've got shilajit, it's another mineral resin, very good stuff in there for detoxing. You can take charcoal, activated charcoal, that helps to chelate, flush the system. There's another thing called white clay powder that helps to flush the system. And many stuff like this, all sorts of things. But really what we want is to fix our diet. If we can fix our diet in the first place, that is already eliminating a lot of the toxins we are taking. So the first things first, let us try and reduce the obvious toxins we are taking. Get a good diet, try and get some good air when we get a chance, and try and do exercise. And like I said, if you do this body efficiency exercise, it is the most efficient, optimum exercise for regenerating. It is moving your lymphatic system. That's the whole point. I'm not training to get big muscles to compete in a competition. I'm training to regenerate internally. So the diet, again, it boils down to what are the best foods available to us. And I'll run down very quickly now. The best foods available to us are animal foods. They have to be animal products. It's the way it is. You've got to find high welfare organic. You must try to get the best. We don't want the toxins in it, the hormones in it, antibiotics in it. Minimal as possible. Organic, high welfare, grass-fed meat. You've got beef, venison. Then, of course, you've got the others, chicken, duck. All good quality meats. These are all very good stuff. Then you've got other animal products. Eggs. Eggs is one of the best foods. Duck eggs, highly nutritious. Then you've got milk. Raw milk is the best of the best. Raw milk, incredible. You can have goat's milk. Raw cheese, raw butter. All this is good stuff. Raw butter, you can even cook with butter and it's still digestible. Animal fats, you can cook, you can fry with animal fats, it's still digestible. When we're given seed oils now and vegetable oils, these are not digestible. Margarines, not digestible. These are already difficult poisons to handle. Now I can handle them, the odd cake here and there, but I wouldn't go to town and live a diet on them. So again, conditioning, very careful. Then next thing we got fruit, vegetables, plants. We do have these, but there's in order. So the first thing I told you is animal foods. Second thing is seafood, oysters. Then you've got wild salmon, one of the best of the best. Salmon, salmon eggs, caviar, all the expensive food, good stuff. They knew why it was expensive. Then you've got wild fish, sea fish, all good. You see, any of these things you can live on. You can survive on these foods alone. Not only survive, you will be like the wild men, super healthy, super strong. We can't imagine that anymore. But then you still have other things. The next thing is berries. Next most important food is berries. Blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, berries. Very, very good. Again, try to get organic. Then you've got fruits. Again, fruits, not quite as good as berries, but some good fruits in there. Bananas, good. Not so many acid fruits. Oranges, not too many of these acids. Then you've got other plants, herbs. Herbs are the king of the plants. Like I said, coriander, one of the best. But all herbs, mint, dill, parsley, all the herbs have got more potent medicine. You see, once you go to the plant kingdom, it's more like medicine. Animal kingdom is food. Plant kingdom is medicine, but also poison. Poisons are in the plant kingdom. Medicines are in the plant kingdom. Food is in the animal kingdom. Very important to understand that. So you've got herbs, medicine. These are medicine. But again, you've got to be careful. But then also leaves, watercress. King of the leaves is watercress. Really untouched, unspoilt leaf. So you can have these in salads. And then vegetables, not quite as good as those fresh leaves. But again, whatever vegetables you like, you can have them. Leaning towards potatoes, the least of the vegetables, just more than carbs. Then you've got grains. The grains are not so good. The grains are coming for when we had mass increase of population. We don't want to find mass farming, growing a load of grains, making bread from grains. Now we've gone down a little bit. The food is lower quality. You can have it. If you're going to have bread, sourdough bread is the best. Organic, untouched sourdough bread, long time fermented, because you fermented the yeast, and now you've also got some bacteria in there. So you've got fermented foods. You've got mushrooms. Again, mushrooms, very good. King of the mushrooms is baby chestnut mushrooms. It's also called crimini mushrooms. They did some research that the spores in this mushroom have got the most important effect or help to your immune system. Now, the immune system I've got to talk about. There is not really an immune system, and I have to have a whole talk about that. But just say, well, your immune system is really your energy, your aura. That's what it is. So those mushrooms have got medicinal qualities, metaphysical qualities. That's what the herbs have. They affect your metaphysics as well. Again, I have to talk more about this. But just so you know, this is the whole food you've got. And then you go down to processed foods. So it said grains and then all these other fancy processed foods, which we know are poison. Pretty much flat out poison. Saying that, you can still enjoy them. You enjoy the taste of a good cake, I do, but I know what I'm eating, but I'm feeding my soul just for the pleasure of it. There is something to be said for enjoying life. Life is the experience of the soul. The best of the best, I eat the highest quality food that is my favourite, tastiest food. So that's also the key. Eat the most delicious food that is also the most healthy food. So that is the key. That is the key, you know. So these are the ways we can build our strength. And once we've got this base strength of our diet and our exercise and ability to detox, now we can look at the game a bit and see how to survive in this world and thrive, actually build up more and more strength, that all these toxins become irrelevant. And the other one to deal with is radiation. The radiation, the toxicity of radiation, we know we've got microwave radiation bombarding us and it resonates with us. Dangerous. But also electricity. We've forgotten about this, haven't we? Forget about microwaves. This electricity is everywhere. And this is radiating out 50 hertz, a particular frequency. And that frequency is also bad for us. And this has been discovered. In, I think it was Bhutan, one of these countries, they were unspoilt, the happiest country in the world, something like that. And they had no electricity. Everyone was healthy, they lived a natural life, cooking on fires. And when they brought in the electricity, you know, the wires, that's when they start having sickness. So we can actually prove it. You could see it. Once the wires came in, no one was used to this frequency and they got sick. But now we're used to it. Everyone has got it. We have become conditioned to 50 hertz frequency. This won't affect me so much now. I'm strong enough to handle this frequency. Microwaves, we're not used to yet. That's the next level. Oh, I can't handle microwaves. Oh, but no, I can toughen up my energy field. Oh, microwaves, all right, I can handle them. So now you can give me a 5G. Ooh. We have a 5G tower right behind over there. It's all illegal. All this stuff is totally illegal, by the way. The companies that do this are fraudulent companies. People have looked into this. This whole thing is a crime. We weren't told. We didn't know. We just said one day it was like, oh my God, there it is. Right there, way too close to our house, way too close to our neighbour's house. What are we going to do? Well, I want to move. We want to move out of London. But I think now, philosophically, that's here for a reason. I'm experimenting with it. I'm trying to see if I can sense the energy or not. And I'm going to see if we've been analysing ourselves. Does it affect us or not? And if it does, can I beat it? Now, again, I'm not sure, because, again, I've seen arguments that 5G is not even being used yet. So we're not using it. So it may or may not be even being used. We don't know. But I go up to the tower. You know, I walk around the back, go and hold it, trying to feel the energy. Yeah, yeah. What have you got? What you got then? Come on, what you got? So it's a different attitude. It's a different attitude, and you might think I'm being cavalier, and I would not recommend anyone copy me. But this is my work. This is what I'm trying to do on my experiment on myself. But I do believe there's a deeper philosophy that the universe would not be such that these things are there to harm us. I think the game is played, again, metaphysically. We are manipulated, lied to. So we are told these are poisons. You are told this is dangerous. So now we're scared. Oh, it's dangerous. So that is a metaphysical poison. That is, they're disheartening you. That's a metaphysical poison. Now you're scared, you're weak. No, I'm always positive. I'm always strong. My aura is powerful. No, you can't get in. No, you can't affect me. No, you can't poison me. If I don't want to be poisoned, you cannot poison me. Again, you might think I'm being cavalier, but this is an attitude. This is an inner strength of your soul. It does not mean you're stupid. It means you know what is poison and you avoid it. You avoid it, but sometimes you cannot avoid it. Like I said, it's in the air. You can't avoid it. You can't avoid the microwaves. They're in the air. They're here now. They're here now, but we can have the last laugh. Because if the powers that should not be, I heard someone say, I like that, are trying to do this stuff to control us and weaken us, and they're watching us, and we're actually, hang on, these guys are getting stronger. Oh, we've set up the power now. No, we're getting stronger. we'll have the last laugh. We'll have the last laugh. And when we're stronger, we can put a stop to this. That's another big project to change the infrastructure of the world. But I truly believe it's not a big deal to change the infrastructure of the world. Think about it. There's only one technology that we need that will change the world. That is a free energy machine. The moment a free energy machine comes out, everything changes. And we have to find a way to get it out. That's part of the project I'm working on, a blockchain ecosystem project. I'll leave the links below. But that is to build a network, a communications network that is unstoppable and the most trusted network. There'll be no criminals in this network, no scammers, no hackers. Only authentic, real, living men and women will be in this network. No fake accounts, no AI. So that network, we could, if anyone has the plans for a free energy machine, could release it out. For this to happen, we have to let go of money. Can't be any profit. You have to invent a free energy machine and give it away so everyone can start building it. You can't have any profit in it. Someone has got to find it and let it go. Don't try and hold it, patent it and keep it. No, let it go. That's the only way. That's the only way we'll make a big change. But for now, we can build our strength internally in our body, internally in our chemistry. We can improve our diet, use natural medicines. And again, I'm going to talk more about natural medicines. I'll do a whole talk about that, the shamanic approach to herbal medicine. It's a very different thing. It's a combination of metaphysics and physics. But that's just natural herbal medicine to detox and strengthen ourselves. We can get rid of the Wi-Fi. We can use plugins. Go back to plug-in Wi-Fi. Don't have the units. That's quite easy to do, and that will help a lot as well. And of course, we can move to a place where there's not this Wi-Fi. But it's still going to get there. They're putting it everywhere. So you're still going to have to toughen up. We have to strengthen our aura so that we can resist the vibrations, but also transform the vibrations. Transformation. See, this 50 hertz is bad for us. If this was, say, 47 hertz, I don't know, it would be good for us. You could tune this AC current to the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance is the frequency in the earth that is good for us. If you tune it, and that's 7.83 hertz. So if you have a multiple of that, 7 times 7 is 49. So let's say 49 hertz. If this was 49 hertz instead of 50 hertz, it would be good for us. We could actually just, I'm getting healing now. It's electricity at the right frequency. It's 50 hertz. It's off. It's knocking me off. But if I take in 50 hertz, as it comes in, I change it to 49 hertz. Now when it gets in here, it's 49 hertz. That's transformation. I've just had toothache, and in the toothache problems I must have had 7 x-rays in the last couple of months. X-rays into my head. It's here, this side. I've forgotten now. So that's very damaging, x-rays. Yeah. But I'm thinking, no, x-ray is a powerful burst of energy. It's a powerful energy. Now, not many people can handle that level of power of energy. But I can. Or at least I'm telling myself, I can. That is my cavalier attitude. So I'm going, give me the energy. That's nice. Yeah, that's warmed me up. Suck in those x-rays. Yeah. Charge up. Gone into my bones. You're not doing me damage. That powerful energy, I'm transforming it in my system to a useful vibration. It's a particular vibration. I translate it down to a useful vibration. It's a powerful burst of energy. We're getting it from the sun anyway. X-rays are coming in. Everything's coming in. It's just in balance. Now in the world, we've got a sudden input of one frequency. That's what's damaging. LED light is one single frequency. That's why LED light is dangerous. It's like a laser shining in your eye. It's a single frequency light. I've got tube lights here, but these are daylight. They're called full spectrum daylight. So they're the best artificial light you can get. It's like daylight. Absolutely. It's an analog full spectrum. You can get digital LED daylights, but they're not as good as these tube lights. So I'm doing my best to, find the most natural way, but nevertheless, I'm conditioning myself to handle LED lights. We're looking at them on the computer, LED light. I've got to filter it. I've got to do my best. But it's a delicate balance, conditioning. First, we've got to survive, detox, learn how to survive, lift our spirits. We are not affected by the metaphysical poison. You cannot hypnotize me. You cannot dishearten me. You cannot poison my mind. No. You cannot manipulate me. No. And we toughen our body. Learn to train the internal dynamics. Move the lymphatic system. It's very powerful. I'll get a blood rush. I've moved a massive amount of fluid, just like that. That's neglected. Nobody knows about this. This is what we've got to do. It's what we've got to do. So I hope this little talk made sense. Please do leave me any questions or comments below. And thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate you spending your time to listen to me. And I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.